All right, here we go. So, welcome everyone for another season of Tier 2 action here in ALR. This is Tier 2 White, the first time that we are splitting the Tier 2s. Let me just go back there. We're not quite ready to start yet. It's the first race of the season, so all these guys will be fairly new to each other. Coming up from one of the two Tier 3s that we had last season, staying in Tier 2, or getting relegated from Tier 1. We've got one or two that have done that as well. So let's go through the grid. Who have we got in this tier this season? In last place in qualifying is the dude in the Viper. Here once again in the Viper, which he has actually won Tier 2 with this car. Not going to be suited for this track, but will be suited for probably half of the races that we've got with the very, very long straights, especially Daytona at the end of the season. It is the quickest car around there at the moment. Then we got Zab, who got promoted from Tier 3 White. He is in the Nissan GTR. That is going to be a strong car this season, I reckon. Yeah, not the best qualifying, but he could come through the field. Then we got Genesis, promoted from the other Tier 3 White. He is in P14 in the McLaren. Hurricane, another promoted driver, is in the Lexus, and another promoted driver, Harry, in the Mercedes. And then we have our first driver from Tier 2 last season, Higgsy. He's only managed 11th, so not in the top 10 in the Toyota GR Supra, which isn't as quick as it was this time a season ago. Then we've got the Peugeot RCZ Arukis, who was racing in Tier 1 last season. Pretty surprised that he's down in 10th, to be honest. Maybe just didn't get the best of laps in. Then we got Henners in P9. This is the runner-up from last season, just finished behind me. In the Honda NSX, this season he's in the AMG, which is a lot better than the NSX. So expecting some good performances from Henners. Actually put him down as my pick. I do think he's worth a shot at, has a good shout at, finishing in the top 3 this season. But only in 9th. X90G is in 8th. He won twice in Tier 3 White last season in the Ford GT. This time he's in the RCZ. A couple of spots ahead of Arukis. Tap in the Lambo, which is really strong around here, lines up P7 another season. I think this is his 3rd in Tier 2 in a row. Then we have our Tier 4 champion, Shadows, who was very, very dominant in his Tier 1, or came 2nd in almost all the races that he competed in, up to when he won the championship. So a good qualifying for him, up in 6th place. Our reserve championship winner, Chrissy, from last season, is lining up 5th place. He's full-time in the Porsche 911, so might not get the best of starts from P5. We'll have to see how he comes out of turn 1. Giles is in 4th place in the other Lamborghini, so Tap's teammate. They're teaming up again. Last season, they were both in the Alfa Romeo 4C, which is far worse car than the Lamborghini. So Gilles will be hoping for a strong season, lining up P4 just behind Brummy Bulldog, who's only raced once in ALR before. That was in Tier 1 at Fuji, if I remember correctly. So yeah, strong qualifying for him in the top 3 in the McLaren. Could potentially win plenty of races this season if he can make it to the latter stages. They've got Jack in 2nd place in the Nissan GTI. He's making his comeback as well. Has also raced in Tier 1 in the past. So we know he's very quick. And then we've got Sam, who's been demoted from Tier 1 back down to Tier 2 this season. The season before that, he actually was the Tier 3 champion. So this is actually his first season in Tier 2 at Tier 2 level. But some of those drivers that he was racing with in his championship season in Tier 3 have been promoted since then. But he's managed to out-qualify them all and everyone else, and he's going to start this 10-lap sprint race from pole position. Let's see how everyone gets off the line. Looks like someone's false started further back, but Sam gets an absolutely fantastic start in the Citroen. Brummy looks like he's tucking up right behind Jack into turn 1, with Gilles still in 4th place. Henners has made his way up into 5th with a great start for him. with X90G just behind him as well. A little bit further to back, we've had some drivers in the wars. Chrissy's dropped all the way to the back, so let's see what happened with Chrissy at the start. Remember, he is in the Porsche, so it's going to be slow starting anyway, but he's dropped from 5th to last. Look at that, Henna's with a great start there, and he's trying to get past X90G, but full wide into turn 1, and that is going to be what happens to the driver on the outside when you end up full wide into turn 1. There's just not enough space for all those cars, and he drops all the way back. Harry is in 15th at the AMG, so he didn't get a good start. Let's have a quick look and see what happened to Harry. Was this the false starter? I think he might have been. I did see a car in the distance false starting when, yeah, there's the false start. So now he's going to be slow getting away. Dude makes a tiny bit of contact with him. Okay, and that's basically it for those guys. Let's rejoin the front as they negotiate. There was a Lexus going very wonky there at one point. I think it was Hurricane, or it might have been his teammate Shadows actually. Yeah, there's Shadows going a bit sideways, and Tap gets spun completely round there as a result of it. They both drop way out of the top 10. Chrissy gets past both of them as well, so disaster there for Tap. Nothing he could have done about that one. Back at the front, Jack has actually closed the gap a little bit on Sam at the end of Sector 1 there. And then it looks like Gilles and X90G are side by side. Gilles now up into the podium positions, into 3rd place there. So yeah, decent start for Gilles, and for Hennes, who's up in 5th. He's trying to challenge X90G still. Let's ride on board. We're going into the right hand of that never ends right now. If you could get alongside on the inside halfway through one of these corners, it can really benefit you. Not much Hennes could do there, and it looks like X90G is going to get a decent exit there. Arukis with a great start up into 6th. So a good start for the Peugeot from 10th. He's going to challenge Hennes here, who had a bit of a poor exit. Hennes blocks off the move, but actually goes a little bit deep into the corner. Arukis tries to get past. Hennes is trying. Oh, and he span it. And he's completely span it. That puts Dude and Chrissy up into the top 10. Genesis has dropped down. Something's happened to Zab. Let's go back and see. Oh. So into the hairpin. Everyone's very close together here. He goes on the grass and just plows into... Yeah, I've done that in practice. It is very easy thing to do there. Oh, let me just plug in my charger. And down into last position goes Zab. Let's have a look in this little battle for P10. There's Hennes spinning, that we just saw, so he's dropped out of contention. Higgsy, Genesis, and Shadows all challenging for P11 right now. Looks like Shadows decided to give Higgsy a little bump down the straight. He's going to try and get the move done on Genesis on the inside here on the left. And he's kept it alongside pretty nicely. Can he outbrake Genesis into this left-hander? No, he backs out of it. Decides to try and get a run out of this next corner. Looks like Dude's got a bit of a run himself on Chrissy here. Let's see what they can do on this run down to the hairpin. Great overtaking spot here. Nothing for those two, but Higgsy and Genesis are going side by side into the hairpin. Genesis is going to try and do it around the outside. He can't. And it looks like Higgsy's going to cover him off, but Genesis gets a great exit out of the hairpin. Oh, and they're still leaving each other enough space, which is nice. Higgsy covers him off. And we're going into the right-hander a little bit again here. And again, Higgsy's got just about enough here. So Dude in the top 10, Chrissy in P9. Then we've got Harry. Hurricane's done very well so far in this sprint race. Brummy's dropped down to 5th, and now he's coming under pressure from Arukis, and Hurricane's not too far behind either. So Brummy not able to keep up with his qualifying position of 3rd, and the top 4 seem to be getting away from him a little bit here. This is a 32.6, which is not too quick. He's going defensive against Arukis now into turn 1. Let's see if he can hug the inside and keep Arukis covered off. Arukis looks like he gets a decent exit, but it's not going to be enough to go for a move into the next chicane. And Brummy covers him off pretty nicely. So that should be enough to avoid move into the hairpin. But let's see if Arukas is feeling brave. This is a great overtaking spot to move under braking, especially if the driver in front has to brake a little bit earlier. Arukas completely outbrakes himself. He's going the wide. He's completely off the track here as well. He's going to lose those positions to Hurricane and to Harry as well. Genesis covering off Higgsy. He's got ahead of him now. Shadow's still struggling behind. Headers recovering in P14, tap 15th, and Zab 16th, but they're not a million miles away from the pack if anything happens. Excuse me, just dying a little bit. Sam is getting away from Jack on this lap a little bit, but Jack does have the quickest lap of the race. Gilles not too far behind Jack, and X90 is keeping fairly close as well. So everyone's doing pretty good here. Arukas is trying to get the move done on Harry now. And Harry gets a really lovely exit there, but goes slightly onto the grass. That's going to allow Arukas to get the inside line for the next corner, and he's got the overspeed. It should be fairly straightforward for Arukas here into turn 1 to keep P7. Harry's going to chuck it deep around the outsiders, trying to keep alongside. He's got his car there. Arukas did have to lift, and now Harry might get the position. He's got deep into the corner though. He's going to be really slow coming out of this next one. So Arukas, if he times it right, should be able to get him into the hairpin again. Harry defending early into the hairpin, and Arukas can't take advantage because of where Harry's car is. So Harry's going to keep that one. Chrissy's caught up to the back of them now as well, so Chrissy might fancy an extra position or two. Oh, and Harry's really wobbly off the curbs. Aruka's going to swipe through here and take the position. Now Harry's going to potentially lose out to Chrissy as well. They are side by side still. This is for the last point on offer today. No, it's not. It's for 3 points. And Harry's still holding the inside. Chrissy's still trying to hang it there, but he has to concede now. Lap 4 done and dusted, and let's see what's going on at the front. Sam is quite a way ahead of Jack now. 1/10 quicker on that previous lap, but lap 3 was where Jack lost his time. And Gilles is keeping close as well. He's setting pretty quick times. X90G's not managed to get to the 31s just yet, and neither has Brummy. So it seems like the top 3 in a class of their own. Gilles really has a good run on Jack now. Jack's left the door open. Gilles is going to go down it. And he gets on the throttle really nicely to take P2 off Jack there. It's good late braking by Gilles. That was a good overtake. Now Jax might be looking in his mirrors at X90G, who's not too far behind. Jack should have the better pace, but now he's got a car in front of him that might be distracting him if Gilles doesn't start driving away from him, that is. There's no reason Gilles really should be driving away from him, because these are 2 very strong cars around this track. Right, we're nearly halfway into this one. And it is looking very comfortable for Sam. Sam joined as a reserve. He's already been made full-time because our Tier 3 champion Colin had to back out of the season. But he is going to miss some races, so he's not actually a championship contender. So what we're looking at in the championship is really what's going on behind. And Gilles is currently the head of the drivers who we're expecting to make a championship charge. Jack putting in a really solid first effort in his return to racing. X90G, easily the highest X Tier 3 driver, up in 4th place, doing a really solid job ahead of Brummy. Brummy's starting to catch this group now again. So his last lap was at 31.6. That was the fastest lap of the entire race out of everybody. Then we've got Hurricane coming under pressure from Arukas now. Arukas on a real charge after his mistake lost him a couple of positions. And Hurricane blocking him off pretty comfortably here. Hurricane's tyres are a lot more worn than Arukas's. The Lexus doesn't have great tyres, and Hurricane would be the first to admit that he struggles with managing his tyres throughout the race. Although it's not affecting him too badly here. Arukas cannot find a way through. Jack still really close to Gilles as well in this battle for P2. If Gilles makes a small error, Jack could easily be back through. The pace has been pretty good as well. 31s in the top three pretty much the entire race. 32.1s, and well, every lap since lap 3 has been a 32.0 to a 32.2 for X90G, so he's lapping very consistently. Brummy might fancy a move before too long. Definitely has a bit more pace than the P4 driver in this race. But X90G taking the middle sector of the track pretty nicely. Jack's really caught up to the back of Gilles now. He might have a run into this next braking point. Gilles already covering off the inside. Jack going a little bit too deep to take advantage of being able to brake a bit later, but he's going to have another run on Gilles down the pit straight. And you got to bear in mind, the Lambo doesn't have the best speed on the straights compared to a lot of these cars. Maybe if it was a little bit longer, Jack could have thought about chucking it into turn 1, but he was just a little bit too far behind that time. Oh, nearly loses it off the side there, manages to recover nicely. Arukas is ahead of Hurricane, so he's in P5 now. Great drive in the sprint from Arukas. Something's happened to Brummy, which we've completely missed. So he does go on the grass, and exactly the same thing that happened to Hennes at the start of the race has just happened to Brummy. And that great pace, he's going to have to wait for these guys because he won't be ghosted. And he's, yeah, reversing. He's got damage as well. There goes through Zab. Dude's all the way at the back, so he's been in the wars at some point. Genesis goes through as well. So these guys, Tab's only recovered to 12th, Hennes only to 11th. So these guys not too far away from getting into the reverse grid positions. But they do need something to happen to these cars in front. Shadow's done well to start catching up to Harry. Chris has caught up to Hurricane nicely as well. Hurricane did lose a lot of time defending against Arukas, that's for sure. Chris taking better lines through these corners than Hurricane. This might be something to do with Hurricane's tyres. He did momentarily go on the grass there. Hurricane's trying to go, Chrissy's trying to go around the outside. He maybe could cut in on the inside if Hurricane leaves the space, which he doesn't. Hurricane's covered that off fairly nicely. And good, yeah, the Lexus gets pretty good exits, but so does the Porsche. The Porsche has a lovely run on Hurricane now. We are just starting the penultimate lap, so Chrissy doesn't have much time to get this move done. It's not going to come this time round. Gives her a Hurricane a little bump and has to concede a couple of tenths of a second to allow him to keep his position there. What's going on further up? Gilles is starting to drive away from Jack. Have fairly similar tyre wear. Sam had a has had, well, he hasn't had any scruffy laps. It's just Gilles has been maintaining that gap pretty nicely. Sam's not really driven away since Gilles overtook Jack. Yeah, let's stick with this one. Chrissy's got a nice run on Hurricane here. And this might be it. Is he feeling brave? He is. He's gone for it. And that was a bit messy. It was very messy. Hurricane gets away with it. He keeps the position. Chrissy's lost a couple there. You can see he's gone behind Harry. He's gone behind Shadow. And he's got damage. So Higgsy might have a go at him as well. Yeah, there's the GR Supra getting past. And what about Hennes? Is Hennes going to be able to take advantage as well? The damage is still on Chrissy's car. Hennes has to bail out at the last minute. If he gets a good exit here, he's going to get that reverse grid pole. Chrissy goes on the grass as well. His damage is gone, but he definitely doesn't have a good run out of that final corner. Hennes has to really chuck it into turn one, and he tries to. And Chrissy's still holding it. There's enough space left for both of them. It's all going to come down to this corner, I think. And Chrissy's still holding it around the outside, which is going to become the inside for Chrissy. And Hennes gets pushed a little bit and loses out on that fight. That might be his chance of reverse grid pole gone there. And his feature race has a completely different outlook. Tap might actually get him as well. Oh, Chrissy outbrakes himself. This is going to open the door back up again for Hennes. Oh, you can hear Tap's car right behind as well. Yeah, a bit of a sloppy one there for Hennes. I think it's all done and dusted here, but Sam is coming around the final corner. We've hardly even looked at him. Another race win for the Citroen. A very, very strong car, but hardly anybody picked it. It made its way all the way down to the reserves, and Sam picked it up. And it's rewarded him with a sprint race victory, the championship lead after the opening race of the season. Gilles P2 and Jack P3 complete the podium. X90G great finishing in P4. Arukis a good race from P10 to 5th in the end. Hurricane just ahead of Harry, just ahead of Shadow. Then we've got Higgsy. Chris does hold off Hennes, who actually fell behind Tap right at the end. And then we've got a big gap to these guys who struggled. Zab, Genesis, Brummy, who should have been in the top 5. And then we've got the dude way back. His last 2 laps have been a 42 and a 49. Oh, and he's lost it again. Welcome back to Tier 2. We won't watch all the way to the end. We know what's going to happen. Okay, there's your sprint race. But now with the feature coming up, it's going to be tricky for... Let me just find the thing. I can't multitask. It's going to be tricky for these guys, Sam and Jill and Jack, to make their way through, because everyone who's starting ahead of them in the grid are all pretty quick drivers and probably doing different strategies as well. The 1-stop and the 2-stop is fairly even, depending on you and your car. One would be quicker than the other. I think the 2-stop is a bit quicker overall. Medium, soft if you can make your tyres last. So we got mediums for Chris, softs for Higgsy, so he's going to be trying to get the lead of the race straight away. Hards for Shadow, so a contender to start falling back. Maybe he's doing the 1-stop. Harry's on the mediums, Hurricane's on the mediums. They've got Arukas on the hards, mediums for X90G, for Jack, Jill, and Sam, and everyone else apart from Genesis are on the mediums, and Genesis is on the hards. So the only soft runner is Higgsy. Let's ride on board with him as we start this feature race. Chrissy starting in P1 after finishing 10th. He should have been about 7th probably at the end, or potentially 6th. Right, let's get going. First feature race of the season is being headed by a Porsche 911, followed by a GR Supra. and a Lexus. 3 of the most successful cars in ALR. Higgsy losing a bit of ground in the run up to turn 1, but you could just see there how he got a much better exit from turn 1, and he's already caught up to the back of Chrissy. So he really wants to be having a go into this hairpin on Chrissy. If he gets a good exit here, Luke gets a little bit twitchy, and that gives Chrissy a bit of breathing space. Further down, Harry is coming under a bit of pressure from Hurricane. Shadow's already dropped to 5th on his hard tyres. Harry's defending into the hairpin. Now what can Hurricane do? Not much. Looks like X90G's got past Shadow though in that hairpin. So a good start for him. Ahead of Arukas, who did start the race ahead of him as well. Then we got Jack and Shadow. So Shadow's fallen all the way down to 8th. This is a very rough start to his first feature race. Just has no confidence on these hard tyres. And Sam is struggling behind him as well, having to go completely off track there. Taps through. Gilles has dropped down to 11th, trying to get past Sam as well. So a bit of a rough couple of corners there for Sam. He's been shuffled down behind the Lamborghinis. He's trying to get that position back on Gilles. And yeah, Gilles had to back out to avoid hitting the back of Sam, who was really twitchy out the final corner. And Gilles going for the move. No, he's backed out of it. What's happening at the front? Is Higgsy putting pressure on Chrissy? Chrissy's looking really comfortable on these medium tyres. And not much Higgsy can do at this opening stage of the race. Harry's got a half-second penalty. Hurricane is going to earn himself a net P3 here. Oh, he's already got it. We nearly missed it. So he's under a bit of pressure. Nice little Simpsons livery going on. And yeah, that's a very easy thing to do in the AMG at the low speeds. And is X90G going to get past him as well? He does. This is going to... Oh, Jack's got a second penalty behind him, so he might actually get away with this half second and not lose any positions. So let's have a look at Tap. Tap's already started pretty well. He should get this position on Jack, who wasn't taking that corner as cleanly as he'd have wanted to. So there's one. He's not going to be enough to get Harry as well. But Tap's up to 6th now. Oh, Harry's gone deep. This is Tap's opportunity. There's been some chaos a bit further down. Jack's been shuffled down to 9th with that. So we saw Tap get ahead of him. Now we've got these two trying to get past as well. And they actually make it through. Shadow gets past Sam. Oh, actually, not quite. Sam gets a really good exit there. Gilles just not able to make the same progress as Tap has through the field. Oh, if he'd have hooked the inside a little bit more, he'd have definitely had a run on Jack there, who was really shaky through the first corner. He's going to try and go the long way around into the chicane, and he has to back out of it. Amazing that everyone avoided each other there. Gilles nearly loses it. I think Brummy might fancy getting that position. No, he wasn't too strong out of the corner either. Zab was, though. And he gets that position on Brummy. Brummy has to tuck in behind. What's going on a bit further back? Genesis. Aruka's having a terrible start on the hard tyres, down in 15th. Dude really cut off the back. So yeah, Aruka's his pretty flawless sprint race. I don't think we can say the same. Should we go back and see what happened to him? Yeah, he just loses it into the wall again. And now he's down in 15th. Higgsy really has found his rhythm now in this race. He's caught up to Chrissy. He does have the fastest lap of the race, but a 32.9 on softs isn't the greatest, to be honest. Some of these medium guys should be in the 32s as well. That's only with one proper lap done. Let's see what this looks like. Looks like no one's beating the time though. Sam has a 32.7 on his mediums. So the problem Higgsy's got here is he's being held up a bit by Chrissy for sure. So he's not able to build the gap that you really need to be doing if you're starting on the softs. And this is working out really well for Chrissy because there's quite a big gap. X90G's overtaken Hurricane somewhere. Is he going to chuck it into turn 1? Well, Hurricane leaves the door wide open. And then he has to go the long way round. Good exit there, and I think it's just going to be out braking. Yeah. Good overtake that. So, top 3 for X90G. He's not had a problem at all making his way through the field on these medium tyres. Let's see if Hurricane can respond. He's trying to go the long way around. Maybe he'll get a nice cut back. No, it was a little bit too late on the throttle. Harry's not too far behind. Tap and Sam are challenging Harry here as well. And there's a bit of a gap back to Jack and Jill. Really good exit there by Tap. He's got a nice run on Harry here. Harry covers the inside. Tap is trying to cut through. And he's got it. It looks like he's got it. Unless Harry can out-drag him into turn 1. Looks like a top 5 now. But Sam's got a much better exit from both of them who compromised. He might get a double overtake into turn 1. And he's gone for it, and it looks like he's going to get it. Tap gets a nice little bump from Harry. And he thought about a move on Sam. It wasn't really there. So, up. Oh, and he gets bumped by Harry through the chicane. Almost loses it himself. Jack might get the position now. So it was looking really good, and now Tap's lost 3 positions potentially here. Really good braking there for Tap, and takes the corner pretty much as well as he possibly could have. And keeps P7. Now, just the next few corners he has to take fairly normally, and he'll start catching back up and putting pressure on Harry again. What's happening up front? Higgsy's tyres are pretty dead. I think maybe he's got one more lap in them. And then he's going to pit and go pretty much to the back of the field. And try and get an undercut done on Chrissy for the second stint. So let's see what these lap times look like now. Chrissy's mediums look absolutely fine. A 33.1 compared to a 33.3 for Higgsy. So Higgsy's still hanging in there. 33 flat for Marriott. 33.9 for Hurricane. 33.6 for Sam despite the overtake. And we've got Harry and Tap. Tap's in the 35s because of all that drama. Henna's up into the top 10 now. I think something's happened to Zab. Who's the highest hard runner? I think Shadow's the highest hard runner still. But he started pretty high, and now he's down outside the top 10. Zab's on the mediums putting pressure on him. Then we have hards for Arukas, who's dropped all the way down as well, and Genesis. Oh! Brummy's been in the wars on the last lap. He set 45, so he lost 12 seconds there. Oh, let's have a look at Tap. He's looking pretty impatient. And it looks like he got that position as well. So he just muscles Harry out of the way. Probably a thank you for what happened a couple laps earlier. Jack's trying to go the long way around. That's not going to work. Giles is in the wall. What happened? So we can see Tap getting his overtake done on Harry there. Very brave. Now Giles, fancying making it a three-way, backs out at the last minute. Yeah, that was, just driving into the wall. So, down to 14th place now for Giles. So that's a big mistake. So it gives everyone else an extra position, including Shadow, who's still defending from Zab into this corner. Higgsy's finally come into the pits. So let's see where he comes out. I'm expecting him to come out definitely outside the top 10. There's Jack going through. Shadow is just going through now on his hards. Higgsy's putting fuel in as well. So this is going to be a long stint. Or potentially trying the jump in the pits the final time. But he's come out behind Brummy Bulldog. So apart from Brummy, who should be fairly quick based on his sprint pace, he's not going to have to do a lot of hard work in terms of overtakes at this stage. Chris has quite a healthy lead over X90G. Oh, Sam's gone for it on Hurricane, and yeah, it looks like he's got the move done. So into the hairpin. Very late braking there for Sam. Hits the apex and manages to get on the throttle and drive away. So up into the top 3 for our race winner. Tap is starting to catch up to Hurricane now as well. Hurricane's tyres are pretty bad compared to everyone else's. Oh, Jack nearly loses it. You kind of go wide and avoid a penalty. But it is far easier just to completely lose the car over the bumps there, but he saves it. Henna's starting to catch up to these two as well. So Henna's showing some good pace in the AMG. And what's happening with Higgsy? He has caught up to Brummy pretty quickly here. Oh, and he's gifted the position there, straight into the wall. Something's happened to Harry. Oh dear. It was going so good for Harry, but an unforced error, and that's a lot of time lost. He hasn't actually spun it completely. He's just getting back up to speed now, but he's losing all these positions. And there you can see Brummy do the exact same thing as him just a few seconds later. Harry actually closing in nicely on Arukas despite the damage that he's got on the car. A shame for Harry, he's got good pace, clearly. Shadow's completely lost it around there. Arukas swipes through. Harry's going to get through as well. Giles might get both of them here. There's Shadow, really slow on the exit there. Giles is ahead at the moment. It looks like he keeps the position. Genesis is really close to this battle now as well, and Higgsy isn't too far away from them, especially if they're battling. It's going to cause a bit of a headache for Higgsy before too long. I think we're still some way off the first drivers coming into the pits. Tap starting to catch up to Hurricane. Oh, Sam's gone a bit deep at the final corner there. You can see him struggling to get back onto the racing line. And that's not going to be close enough yet for Tap to have a go. We've got Jack. Henna's doing pretty good. A little bit better tyre wear than Jack as well. Zab on the mediums. Arukas is now the highest placed driver on the hard tyres, and I think they're starting to come in for him a little bit because he's got a comfortable gap over Giles, who's ahead of Harry. Then we've got Shadow on the hards, Genesis on the hards, and then Higgsy on very fresh mediums on his first full lap after his outlap from the pits. Now watch him try to eat these corners. The second corner was a lot more successful than the first one. You could feel that he went over the banana curb, or whatever you want to call it. Now on these fresh tyres, he is able to brake a lot later than the cars in front. So he should be able to eat up this time in the braking zones. Genesis in the McLaren, which is very good on tyres as well. Probably the best car on tyres in the game. Here we go. He's got a great run here. He's got to go for it. And he should have the grip. Yeah, Genesis goes completely off track anyway, and makes it a little bit easier for Higgsy. So up into 13th, but Higgsy's got a big queue of cars to try and overtake. Talking of overtaking, Arukas is fancying a move on Zab here. Zab actually backs out of it. Lets Arukas have the position, but he's gone completely wide at turn 1. Gilles might fancy a move. No, he's too far back. Gilles eating the curb, Zab going all the way around it, which loses him time. So this is a great run for Gilles into the hairpin. Zab's already stated that he's covering the inside. Gilles going to have to go the long way around. It is possible to go the long way around if you can kind of pinch the driver to a tight line on the inside, which is exactly what Gilles did. Gets the position up into 9th. And Harry now trying to recover and get himself back into the top 10 here. Higgsy still hasn't caught up completely to Shadow, but I think this next right-hander is going to eradicate all that time. And if he times it right, he'll just get a good slingshot out of the final part of this corner and get a move done identical to what he did to Genesis on the previous lap. Looks like Shadow took the corner fairly well. Don't think we're expecting anyone into the pits just yet. Maybe give it another couple of laps. Look at this, Zab and Harry completely wide in that corner. Shadow managing to avoid Harry. Harry into the pits actually, so he's the first one. He's going to get a nice undercut done on the rest of the guys. Shadow's got a great run out actually, and Higgsy can't do much here. Hurricane's also in the pits. Jack's also in the pits as well. So Jack's out, he's just behind Genesis. Hurricane's out in 12th. Hennes has come out, and Harry as well, but Harry's putting in a tiny bit of fuel. So let's see what these guys end up doing. There's a huge gap now at the front. We got top 4, Chris, Natty, Sam and Tap, who are fairly spaced out. Then a huge gap down to Arukas on the hard tyres. But he is on the one stop. He's going to be one stopping. Oh, something's happening here. Well, it's all kicking off. So Shadow, Zab and Higgsy are about to all come very close together here. Higgsy trying a really late move. Completely outbrakes himself. And actually blocks a Shadow off a little bit for Zab to get past. And Higgsy has to lift off the throttle there. There was no space for him. So he did put in a lot of extra fuel, Higgsy, and as a result, he did fall behind this group of cars. He might have come out behind them anyway, actually. But this is costing him a lot of time now. And Jack has caught up to the back of him as well. He had a nice gap ahead of Jack when he first came out the pits. This is going to be like, what, 35, 36 potentially for Higgsy. He's going to get that position now, finally, on Shadow. Everyone's carrying on. It looks like no one's come into the pits. So, is Shadow going to try and get the move into turn 1? He definitely has a run on Higgsy. And he's got the inside line. He's going for it. Oh, what a cutback. Shadow hung out to dry there. Jack's going to try a late move. And he gets it as well. So the strength of those mediums coming clutch for these two. And Shadow has to give up that position. Yeah, that lap for Higgsy, a 36.7. So he's lost more than 3 seconds there. Arukas and Gilles having a little battle. So Gilles caught up to Arukas now. Recovering after his shenanigans earlier on. And he gets that move done pretty nicely. Gilles surely and Tap as well must be coming in fairly soon. Unless they're doing the one stop, they could be going on to the hards at some point. Gilles struggling a lot more with his tyres than Tap. Only the front right is the only tyre that has really any difference, and it's much worse on Gilles. I wonder if that's a brake balance thing, or if he's just not as smooth. But Arukas is able to stick with him because his tyres are pretty dead. X90G in the pits. Tap also in. That means I'm expecting Gilles to do the same. Yeah, he's taking a tight exit. Oh, yeah, there we go. In the pits, Arukas goes through. So let X90G putting in fuel here. Fair amount of fuel. That's definitely enough for the end of the race. Andy's on the hards. He's been jumped by Tap, who didn't put in any fuel by the looks of it. Tap's on the softs as well, so he should just comfortably drive away from Natty G now. Natty's come out just ahead of Jack, who's got ahead of Higgsy. So where did that happen? So they're both still stuck behind Zab here, and Zab is presumably coming in on this lap as well. Jack's just seeing what he can do, places his car around the outside. And he just gets a better exit than Higgsy. Higgsy potentially lost a bit of time because Zab was going into the pits as well. And then coming straight out ahead, you've got X90G on a harder compound of tyres. So what can Jack do here? Considering Jack's going to have to come in another time, he needs to get past X90G very quickly. And you can see he's got the pace right now. Not the position on the track though. This isn't going to be an ideal overtaking spot for him. You got Higgsy right behind trying to get through as well. Oh, Jack's got through though. He's done it, and he managed to avoid the spin, which a lot of drivers haven't been able to do. So that's pretty huge for Jack getting that position. Tap on the softs is surely going to be the quickest driver on the track. There you got Hurricane out on fresh mediums, not too far behind these guys actually. So this has worked out pretty poorly for Higgsy. Even though he's got more fuel on, and this next stop's going to be shorter than everyone else's, he needs to stick with them if he's going to actually jump them in the pits. He's going to try the long way round. Jack nearly loses it there, and yeah, X90G really took that corner well. Oh, oh no, no. That's not how it's done. His Henna's going to be able to take advantage. Higgsy dropping like a stone these last few laps. Yeah, nothing Henna's could do there, but he is kind of half sending it. Is it going to work? Oh, well, he's got the inside line, nearly loses it, nearly has a big incident there with Higgsy, and gets up to P8. Now Hurricane's got a run on X90G. So yeah, really, the hard-tired cars are really struggling. They cannot battle, basically, against the medium ones. But he got away with it that time. Tap on the softs, Arukas on very old hard, so this should be very easy for Tap. But Arukas is pretty good at defending. He doesn't want to give this position up. He wants Tap to waste his tyres trying to get past him, because they will be closer together towards the end of the race. Chris in the pits, our race leader. He's led from the start. Sam in as well. Tap's gone for it. And because he's on those lovely soft tyres, he gets it stopped nicely. Aruka's carrying on for another lap. Jack not too far behind. Let's see where Tap comes out compared to everyone else who's come into the pit. Sam is putting in fuel. So Tap's up to second right now. Chris is in the lead. Arukis is ahead of Sam, and Jack is also ahead of Sam. So Sam's got some overtaking to do. He's on very fresh softs. Oh, bit slidey there. Jack's got a good run out though. Jack should be able to get this position on Arukis. How much longer is Arukis going to stay out for? Oh, very late braking by Sam. One of the more unique lines through the corner, but he made it through and still got a run on Arukis, who's lost the position to Jack. Now, I bet Sam could do it around the outside here. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely mental. So, Battle of the Germans is being won by Sam at the moment. Both of them have one more stop to make. Sam will be trying to chase down Jack now. Jack's mediums are a little bit older. Chris is out on the fresh soft. This is just his out lap. No, it wasn't. It was his first hot lap at 32.6. Just a tenth off the fastest lap. Let's see what Tap's doing. Just sets the fastest lap by a whole 6/10 of a second. So that is a really solid opening lap for Tap. Maybe a good chance of getting a podium here after starting outside the top 10. Jack at the 33s and off the track a little bit there. Sam will be tasting blood. And he's, riding over the curbs beautifully there through the second and third corners of that complex little chicane. And he's definitely got a run on Jack. Jack defending the inside. Sam's going to try maybe another unorthodox line. No, this one's a bit more usual. And he does have a good run out of the corner. He's pulling alongside Jack. Can Jack hold it around the outside? He does, but he backs out of it. Sam gets the position. So those soft tyres looking fantastic. Sam not fully able to take advantage of these softs though. He's like a couple of seconds down on Tap's time because he's been stuck in the traffic. But now he's been released, he can try and start to hunt down Tap. Let's see if Chrissy's managed to get into the 31s this time. I think it's quite important that he does. Yeah, there we go, fastest lap at 31.5. Another quarter of a second quicker than what Tap managed on the last lap. And Tap's dipped into the 32s now. I mean, yeah, 32.4 for Sam. So this will be his first real lap in earnest. Aruka's finally coming into the pits, promotes a few more people. Jack in P4 behind Sam. Then there's a bit of a gap to Hurricane. Then there's X90G on the hard, still sticking it fairly close. Henna's not able to get past him. Then Gilles on his softs is in 8th place. He's going to probably come into a bit of traffic fairly soon. And then he's going to have to pit again. Yeah, so it's not looking good for Gilles in comparison with like Natty, who's not going to be pitting again, I don't think. And Gilles is going to be pitting again. Oh, here we go. Is Henna sending it? Nah, it wasn't really. Easily covered off there. What's going on a bit down here? Arukas is out of the pits and he's in 13th place. He's doing mediums to the end now. So he just needs to be setting some good laps in this clear air. Because he will get the jump on some of the people that were close to him with a good undercut, but they will have the tire advantage at the end. Shadow's not having such a good feature race like he was in the sprint, and this is some tier 5 piss, probably, from the dude. Never mind. Right, where's the battles? Looks like this is the closest battle. We've got a nice 4-car fight here. Gilles just set his quickest lap, which is the 32.3. Henna's stuck behind X90G still. Might have his best chance of getting a move done. Oh, never mind. He's going to come under pressure from Gilles now because he's almost lost the car there. Lost a lot of speed. Gilles doing some lift and coasting there. So some extreme fuel saving going on for Gilles. We are approaching the window for the second stop. Some of the better cars on the tyres will be able to get the 9 laps out of the softs. Oh, Henna's a bit wide through there. Is he gonna chuck it into the final corner? He is. He's thinking about it. And he does have a nose in front. Now let's look at the Mercedes just drag itself back in front. Is it going to be enough into turn 1? Oh, Henna's just decides to let him have it. So he's conceded the position. Maybe he knows that Gilles on the softs, so the strategy is slightly different between the two of them. Deciding to try and not lose any more time with the battling. Sam's caught Tap up massively. Tap's made a mistake on the last lap, which was the 34.3. So that is a huge 2.5 seconds that he's lost on Sam here. Yeah, they're just coasting through the corners. Yeah, not particularly quick that around here. So the tyres are starting to go off a little bit, which is impacting both of them. Tap's rear tyres are almost completely dead. I'm expecting him to come in on this lap. Let's see if Chris comes in. He carries on. Tap, I think, might come in again. To be honest, I'm expecting half the grid to come in here. This is the optimal. Medium soft and the final stop is on lap 19. He does come in. Sam's carrying on for one more. Jack is carrying on as well. Okay, a lot of drivers carrying on. Gilles coming in just like his teammate. Higgsy's coming in, but remember he's not going to have to put in any fuel. So he should get the jump on Gilles, I reckon. Tap's putting in fuel here. Let's see where he comes out. He's fallen behind Harry, and there's a... Oh, he actually comes out nicely in a bit of air here. Let's see, Higgsy, if he's timed this right, isn't putting in fuel. He is still putting some fuel in. So he's timed that wrongly. But he is still ahead of Gilles on the softs. So it did help him get at least one position back. Gilles has come out crucially ahead of Shadow, who shouldn't give him much of fight here because he is on the mediums and Gilles is on the softs for that final stint. Arukis is being promoted back up into 9th, but he's going to have Higgsy bearing down on him. Tap's got some clear air before he catches Harry. Harry's mediums are looking pretty bad. He's definitely coming in this lap. Chris is in from the race lead. He's going to have to put in a bit of fuel as well. Softs to the end for anyone who comes in now. This is going to be Sam's time to come in as well. He doesn't have enough fuel for another lap. So is Tap going to get the undercut done on Sam? That's the big question. Jack's coming in. Hurricane carries on, as does X90G, who doesn't have to make another pit stop. So where does this promote him up to? Chris is out in first, Hurricane's in second, X90G's in third. And what about Tap? Tap versus, there he is, Sam, just coming out of the pits. Tap's going to try and go around the outside, take the extra speed that he's got, and he gets the position. But so, what can Sam do to respond? That's quite crucial. These two have a lot of time to make up on X90G though, and they can do it if they don't lose too much time against each other. Sam gets a great exit there. So he's going to have to be brave around the outside to get this one, unless he's trying the cutback. Yeah, he's going for the cutback. Didn't quite execute it. Tap keeps that position nicely. And ooh, a little bit wobbly, too much curb there for Tap, but he doesn't lose much time. Jack's completely off there, but he's got a bit of a gap behind him to Arukas. Higgsy has caught up to Arukas now. This is probably going to be the next overtake, isn't it? Hurricane's in the pits now, so he's the last one to make his final stop. Just going to do 5 laps on the softs, but he will have fresher tyres for the rest of the race. Here we go, Higgsy's got the run. Out comes Hurricane, just behind these two. So he'll be in the mix here for a top 6 as well. Higgsy really struggling to get the overtakes done in this run. Yeah, and Arukas is going to cover that off nicely. Hurricane's giving himself a second penalty, which is going to knock him down potentially behind Giles. Headers out in 10th on the softs. Then we got Shadow, Harry, Genesis Zab, and the Dude. We had Brummy, who's already quit out as well. Battle for the podium between Tap and Sam. Tap's looking fairly comfortable at the moment, even though his tyres are 1 lap older. The Hurricane does seem to enjoy this track, from what I could see. Oh, here we go. Higgsy's finally got the run. Arukas going the long way around the corner, and Higgsy not able to hold on to it through all of the sections of the corner. Here's the second penalty for Hurricane, or else he'd have been having to go at Higgsy at this next corner. Good exit as well for Arukas, so he's going to control this for a little bit longer. What about the battle for P3? A little bit slidey there. That's going to give Tap even more breathing space. Oh, Higgsy goes completely over the sausage curve. Manages to avoid going off track though. Quite a successful sprint feature race here, to be honest, for Arukas on the one stop. He's only got 3 and a bit more laps to defend. Giles is probably going to catch up as well before the end. Oh, and again Arukas is struggling to get the car turned in. He manages to get his foot on the throttle. Now Higgsy really just has to be brave in one of these corners and send it. He is trying to send it, he just couldn't get alongside. But he has put Arukas a little bit out of position here. Can he follow it through? Arukas gets a great exit compared to him. And Giles, who's just taken the corner normally, gets through. And is he going to take another one as well here? Arukas already going defensive. He's got a new challenger now. Gilles has to be careful though, because if he makes a mistake in trying to get an overtake done, he's going to lose a position. Goes wide through the entry there, and again, good exit though. He sticks close to Arukas. Higgsy struggling to stay with him. Oh, Arukas goes deep. This should be an easy overtake now. And it is. I think we've just missed an overtake here between Sam and Tap as well. So Tap struggles to get on the throttle on the exit of the hairpin. They are catching X90G as well. Oh, and they're still side by side. Sam looks like he's got it sewn up here now. And he does indeed. So can he catch X90G? X90G's tyres, pretty old hard tyres. He still managed to stick pretty high up in the running order here. Sam should have massive pace on him. X90G's last lap was the 36, so actually potentially in the wars a little bit on that lap. Let's see what he's going to be doing on this one. He needs to be in the 33s. Well, 34s at the very minimum to try and keep a podium. 34 flat, that's a great lap considering how old his tyres are. 32.4 for Sam with that overtake on Tap. Tap's in the 34s. Jack is in the 32, so if something happens, he's not too far away. Aruka's doing well to still be in the 33s with how many laps he's done on those. Hurricane's caught back up to these guys. Remember, he had a second penalty coming out of the pits. He could potentially get a position or two here. Ooh, very careful round there. And then there's Henna's in 10th, not too far back either. So, right, here we go. Battle for P2. Sam's already caught up to the back of X90G. It didn't take too many corners to do so. He's only got a lap and a half to get the overtake done. This is where Sam should have the biggest advantage through these corners. And he's got some nice slipstream. What's X90G going to do? Is he going to defend? He's in the middle of... Oh yeah, he's gone defensive. Sam's trying to go the long way around, and he can't, so he's going for this cutback instead on the exit, and that gives him a lovely exit. Tap is fairly close. He's got a good overspeed on X90G. X90G has the inside as we start the final lap of the race. Is he going to be able to take it? Oh, a little bit wide for X90G. Nearly pushes Sam off track there. Now Tap's going to try and overtake Sam and gets the position. Oh, it's not over yet. There was a tiny bit of contact. Tap keeps the position. Almost loses it over the curb. Sam's going to try and get the move done. This is great news for X90G, whose tyres are completely gone. But these guys are too busy squabbling over themselves. Oh, Sam nearly makes contact. Is Tap going to get the cutback? He is. Oh, both of them nearly lose it. Sam manages to get back on the throttle a bit earlier and gets that P3. So just a couple more braking zones before the end of the race now. Oh, Tap! Oh, he's kept it, but that might be his chances of a podium gone. And it looks like he's got one more. Let's watch Chris cross the finish line. Very dominant win here, but we want to see what's happening in P2. Sam goes completely deep. Is he going to lose P3 as well? He is. Oh, and he's gone off as well. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh wow. He's actually kept it. X90G gets an incredible P2 on the one stop. Tap P3 and Sam P4. Jack crossed the line for a P5, so two top fives in the evening. Gilles P6. Little drag race between Higgsy and Henna's. Higgsy just wins it with Hurricane in 9th. Shadows in 10th. Arukas down in 11th with a terrible final lap. What happened to Arukas? Oh, he's off, and he's going to be spinning it, is he? Yeah. Oh, man. P7 at the start of the final lap, and you're going to finish it outside the top 10. That's brutal. Then Harry down in 12th in the end. Genesis is going to take 13th. Zab is 14th, and then we had the dude already finished a lap down. So let's see what that did to the standings. The first standings of the season, Sam's got the lead with 34 points. Then we've got hold on. Then we've got X90G on 30, so he's just 4 points behind. Then we've got Chrissy in 3rd place. Jack is in 4th, and Giles is in 5th. Then there's Tap 6th, Higgsy 7th, Hurricane 8th, Rukas 9th, and Henners is 10th. My pick for the championship. He needs to find 24 points in the next round on Sam. So yeah, that's your lot. The Hurricanes also in the lead in the Constructors with a 5-point lead over the Peugeot boys. So it looks like it's going to be a close Constructors battle as well. Next week we're at Nordschleife for the endurance layout. It's going to be pretty dramatic, I'm sure. So yeah, join me then.